welcome back to my channel. Welcome to another reading vlog. In today's video, I thought I would do something a little bit different than I've done before. I came up with this idea where I'm gonna try to let Bookstagram choose my reads for the weeks. I've never done anything like this before, like letting something choose my reads for a week. Basically what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna open my Instagram or my book Instagram. The first book that I see, like standalone book that I see, that is the book that I'm gonna be reading. So I'll probably do like at least 3 books for the video. I'm gonna try to do physical books that I have because I literally have so many books on my physical TBR that I need to get rid of. So I'm gonna try to look for physical books, not just like any book that I haven't read, because I would like to knock off books off my physical TBR. Hopefully I get books that are on my August TBR. So let's go over those books. I just did a TBR jar video if you are interested in seeing that video. But the books on my August TBR are None of This Is True by Lisa Jewell, Twisted Love by Anna Hong, Novel Love Story by Ashley Poston, The Invisible Life of Addie LaRue, and A Thousand Boy Kisses by Tilly Cole. So we have 6 books on my August TBR. And then some other books that I'm looking to read next are Reckless and Just for the Summer. So those are all the books that are kind of on my radar. Not saying I'm gonna get into those, but I guess we're gonna try. I'm really excited. I have some YouTube stuff I need to finish up, and then I'm gonna go outside and tan and just read for the day. So I'm in my personal account right now, and I'm gonna open my book Instagram, so it should be like freshly reloaded. Oh my gosh, no way, that just happened. Okay, this just came up. Book of the month. I guess we're reading this one. Wait, I'm so excited. Okay, you guys see it. This is an ad in between the stories that I'm reading, or stories I'm watching. I'm gonna start Just for the Summer by Abby Jimenez. I'm so excited to read this. I'm so excited to read this book, you guys. Before I go outside, I wanted to try one of these shots that I got from Magic Mind. It's like a mental performance shot. These little bottles. It's filled with a bunch of clean ingredients. It's so cute, you guys. You guys can stop and read if you want. There's so many distractions in our everyday life when it comes to social media, people around us. So Magic Mind came out with this mental performance shop, which basically helps to clear your mind, help you focus, keeps you motivated and productive, and reduces stress. All of their ingredients are 100% safe and third-party tested. It's not a coffee replacement. It's an addition to your morning routine, just like daily essential vitamins, but for your mind. In the bottle, they have included herbs that provide safe and effective stress reduction, a sense of calmness, and a lifted mood without hurting your energy bank. So I've officially taken the Magic Mind shot for 7 days in a row, and I wanted to kind of give you guys my thoughts and my updates. I truly felt like I had more energy throughout the day, I had more clarity and better function. Like, I actually could not believe how well this wellness shot worked. They are 100% carbon neutral, which is great for the environment. They also donate 5 cents per bottle to mental health charities to help the homeless. They're really about the community and taking care of the environment and all of that too, so I think that is awesome. If you are interested, I will have all of the links down below, and you guys can also use code Allyssa Robertson 20 for 20% off of your entire order, or you can get 48% off of your first subscription for 10 days. They do offer refunds at 100% for 100 days after you buy, so if you find that you don't like it, you can always send it back and get a refund, but I'm very confident that you guys will enjoy it. I can't wait to continue to use this wellness shot and help me throughout the days where I'm just feeling a little bit foggy and need to pick me up. Thank you so much, Magic Mind, for sponsoring this video. Let's go ahead and get back into the reading vlog. Wait, guys, apparently this book is also connected to her other 2 books that I read. Well, at least yours truly. Benny, which is the brother in that story, is literally in this story. I don't know, I just started reading and I was like, wait a second. I know that character. I didn't expect that. gosh, this is so funny. One of the main characters, she's a travel nurse, and they're talking about like traveling to a different state and for their new assignment. She's with one of her like best friends that she also does nursing with. She says, it's only a 6-week assignment. We'll be in and out. Just for the summer. She said, what department? I closed the lid of the laptop and mumbled it under my breath without looking at her. She leaned in. What? I couldn't hear you. I thought for a second there you said med-surg. I glanced at her. I did. It's med-surg. She slapped her hands on her thighs and got up. Nope. Come on. I said, it can't be that bad. Med-surg and it can't be that bad? Are you kidding me? It's just so funny. My boyfriend is a nurse and he works on the med-surg unit. He never complains about it because I think that he really enjoys it. I didn't realize like how much people do not like working on the med-surg unit. He works night shift, so maybe that makes it a little better. All right, let's go ahead and do a reading update. I'm about, I think, 72 pages in, which is around chapter 7, I think. Premise of this is our two main characters are Emma and Justin. Emma is a travel nurse, and then Justin, I don't remember what he does for work. He lives in Minnesota. Her and her best friend travel around every 6 weeks and go to a different destination. Justin ends up posting like a Reddit article that basically says, am I the problem here? Pretty much every girl that he dates, when they break up, she ends up finding her soulmate. So he's asking like, am I the problem? Am I the one that's causing the issues? Why am I not meeting my person? Emma ends up seeing this Reddit post. She messages him and she's like, hey, I have the same issue. They end up making this deal that if they fake date and break up, they have to go on like a certain amount of dates and have to see each other a certain amount of days throughout the week, and then they break up. They will both find their own like soulmate, if that makes sense. They believe that they have this curse on them, and if they kind of cancel it out, it will work in each other's favor. It's definitely getting more into like the story, and we're gonna be able to see them together and like spending time together, so that would be interesting to see. One thing I will say, I don't know if I said this yesterday, but one thing about Abby Jimenez's writing is that she has a lot of humor. First of all, she makes a lot of like funny little jokes. I like that about her writing. And another thing is that she makes things extremely relatable and just like very real to like what we're going through and what like people in real time would be going through. She mentions TikTok. Obviously Reddit is in this. There was like a comment that all J names have like bad luck, which I think is so funny because that's always been like a joke on the internet and like between me and my friends too. So that was really funny, and she just has like little moments like that that are like something that would actually happen to you in real life and like someone in your life would say. Besides that, I don't really have any other thoughts. I'm kind of still learning more about the characters and getting into the story, so let's go ahead and continue reading this. I will keep you guys updated with my thoughts. Hi guys, so I'm still currently reading Just for the Summer. I'm on page 118 right now. I'm gonna look on my Instagram again because I really want to have a book that I can listen to on audiobook, because I have a drive tomorrow and I also want to paint my nails, and but I don't want to stop reading and like waste time. I really like to listen to audiobooks, so I'm gonna look on bookstagram again and see what I could listen to. See, whatever pops up first on my TBR, I will be choosing to listen to. Hopefully it's not a romance. I don't really like listening to romances. I prefer like fantasy or mystery thriller. You know what season pops up this time? Okay. Okay, the first one that we have is King of Wrath, which is crazy. I've had this book on my TBR for so long. Okay, this is the book I have. I'm pretty sure this is a romance actually. I don't know why. Every time I look at the cover, it looks like a fantasy. I haven't read anything by Anna Hong yet. This is a good thing. This is a really good thing because I need to get this book off of my TBR. I've had this like since I started reading. Wow. And I don't think I would have ever picked up this book. Okay, I'm gonna start listening to this on audiobook. Yeah, I will keep you guys updated. I don't even know really what it's about, but we're just gonna get into it. Right now. I just got home from work and I saw this package here and I was like, wait, I did not order anything from Amazon. I think one of you guys sent me a book. What? Okay, let's open it together. Someone sent me Crown of Midnight. Oh, is this the third book in the series? Hold on, I gotta look this up. Okay, so I have the first two and someone sent me the third one. There's no note in here though. Oh, maybe there is. It says, I hope you enjoy this as much as I did. I love your channel so much. From Liz Reads 15. Thank you so much. Oh my gosh, I need to start this series. I'm on the last book in the ACOTAR series, so I'm definitely starting Throne of Glass soon, but you guys, this is literally so sweet. Thank you so much. I'm so grateful for all of you and for the subscriber that sent this book. Oh! If you guys are interested, I always have my Amazon wishlist linked down below if you want to send me anything. Don't feel like you have to. I'm literally keeping this forever. I'm gonna try to do this before my camera dies. I know, sorry, the steering wheel's in the way. I wanted to do a reading update, so I'm on page 130 right now, chapter 14. We got to see the couple actually together at this point. There's another plot line of like main character's mom, Emma's mom. She's popped into the story now, and I feel like we're probably gonna get a lot of background on her because Emma hasn't had the best childhood growing up with her mom. Yeah, I've heard that like family trauma plays a big part in this book, so I feel like I'm starting to see that at this point. We're having a boat day today, so I'm hoping that I can try to get through a lot while we're on the boat, but I don't know, it's usually pretty crazy out there. I'm gonna listen to my audiobook on the way to the campground I'm going to. I think I got to like chapter 5 last night of King of Wrath. I actually really enjoy it so far. I like how the audiobook has 2 different narrators and like voices. I thought that that was really cool. I believe it's gonna be like a mafia romance, like found family. Families are like super high up, super rich and prestigious. The daughter in the story is single, and her dad pretty much tells her like, you have to marry this man. We have Dante, which is the main male character. He's the guy that she is being forced to marry, like arranged marriage. He only agreed to it because there was something that happened that is like being held against him. That's what I've gathered so far, but I'm gonna continue listening to the audiobook and I will keep you guys updated. I'm listening to King of Wrath, and I just got to one of the spice scenes. I think listening to it is so much different than reading it. Dante! I've been listening to the audiobook for King of Wrath. I'm on chapter 23. I'm pretty much halfway through the book right now. This is actually really interesting. I don't know why I've been putting this book off for so long. I don't know why. I keep thinking it's like a fantasy. It's an arranged marriage, so they're not like very happy that they're being forced to be together. So I keep thinking it's like a fantasy because I feel like that's usually something that you see in a fantasy, but it's not a fantasy, and it's not like a fantasy world because they keep mentioning like New York and things that happen in New York and stuff. For some reason, like the title, you would think King of Wrath, like I have to like keep reminding myself, no, this actually isn't a fantasy. It's just a regular romance with just very rich people, wealthy people, old money. It's really, really good so far. The tension is super high and I'm really enjoying both of the characters. I'm excited to see how it continues. We also have another character that is playing a little bit into the plot and storyline. So it's very much like touch her and you will die type of thing. I feel like I've never actually read anything like that, but I've always heard people talk about how they love it, and I'm loving it. So, alright guys, quick reading update for the end of the day. I've been listening to the audiobook all day for King of Wrath. I'm on chapter 29 now. I am this far through. I cannot see the percentage on Audible. I don't know, it's probably like 75% through. If I don't finish this today, I'm hoping to finish this tomorrow on my drive to work. I'm really, really enjoying it actually. I feel like this is an audiobook that I'm enjoying a lot more than I normally enjoy audiobooks. I don't know why. Usually I don't get a super deep connection when I'm like listening to audiobooks because I'm not like reading it myself, I guess. I don't know why, but this one I'm really enjoying. I think I've only ever listened to like one audiobook of a romance book, so maybe that's why I feel a little bit different because usually it's like fantasy or like mystery thriller. Personally, I feel like I connect a lot more to romances anyways, so maybe that's why. I don't know, but I'm really enjoying it. So much tension, which I love. This book is a little bit spicier than what I'm normally used to and what I normally like to read, but I will keep you guys updated. But as of right now, I'm really enjoying it, so I'm very happy about that. Last night I read a good amount of Just for the Summer. I'm on page 205, so I'm like exactly halfway through. I will say I'm not loving this, honestly. It's really disappointing because a lot of people have really enjoyed this book. I really enjoyed Yours Truly from her, and then Part of Your World I did not enjoy at all. So I feel like this is probably falling a little bit in the middle. Like, it's not horrible, but it's also like I'm not wanting to really pick it up and read it right now. I don't know, I think it started off good, but as I've continued reading it, the writing is just so straightforward, and there's just no, like, it's not metaphorical writing, if that makes sense. It's very like everyday, this is how you would have a conversation. And personally in books, like, I'm reading a book for the writing, how the author describes things and describes emotions, and I just feel like Abby Jimenez does not have that emotional depth to it, like metaphorical writing, if that makes sense. There's definitely a lot of trauma in here and like emotional stuff. It's just not written in a way that I personally connect to. We have trauma right off the bat here, and these characters have just met each other, and I feel like after the second interaction, the female main character, Emma, she basically just like trauma dumps. Yeah, every single time they have a conversation, I feel like there's always some kind of trauma brought up. Like, they just can't have like a normal conversation, which I guess also does make sense because there's a reason. Like, the main plot of the story is that they've broken up with like their significant other, and their ex goes and finds the love of their life. She's kind of like trying to explain why that is happening and like all of the trauma that they do have, but at the same time it just seems like the author is just trying to make everything about the trauma. Like, isn't there anything else to the character? And you guys know, like, I love emotionally deep books. I love when we reveal like why a character is the way that they are. I think it's just her writing that I'm not connecting to. Obviously a lot of people have loved her writing. I'm not saying it's bad, it's just I think just the words that she used and the way that she writes is not my favorite. We just saw 2 more characters from one of her other books that I read, which is just so cool to see them all like interconnected. You guys, there was just a huge connection made in this book that I was not expecting. I'm just shook right now. That is crazy. Anyways, I'm almost done with it, so I'm about to finish. Let's go ahead and do a reading update. So I just finished Just for the Summer by Abby Jimenez. This was the 3rd book in the Part of Your World trilogy. I have so much to say. I feel like every Abby Jimenez book I read, I always take so many notes because I just have so many different emotions and thoughts while I read her books. Let's take a look at what I said. The beginning started off really good. I was really enjoying it. I love the humor that we had in this book. I love that we saw a lot of different characters from the other 2 books in this interconnected standalone. There were some parts that I wasn't expecting, and I don't know, it just made me really happy, and I really enjoyed that part of it. This was kind of my chance to see if I really do like Abby Jimenez, if Part of Your World was just kind of like a one-time thing, or if I just don't enjoy her writing. I'm gonna go with the fact that I don't enjoy her writing. And I know this is gonna be a super unpopular opinion because most people really enjoy this book, but personally, I just feel like Abby Jimenez's writing just has no emotional depth. What I mean by that is it's very dialogue heavy. For example, Emma, the female main character, I felt like she really had no personality besides the fact that she had all this trauma. I feel like we didn't get to see much of her like feeling, I guess, towards the male main character in this. I truly don't know what she felt for him because it was never expressed throughout the story. Like, we heard what she said, but it would just be like one statement. Usually after there's like dialogue, there's some kind of like inner monologue and description, but we had like none of that throughout this. I feel like we saw a lot more of Justin in that way than we did Emma. A lot of the story covers trauma, childhood neglect, and things like that. I struggle with a lot of things that were talked about in this book, and personally I just felt like Abby Jimenez, in her writing, she had this goal of like, okay, we're gonna make this book all about emotional trauma. The execution was not there. You could just tell like she was trying to make it about that. It wasn't like a story. It wasn't metaphorical at all. It was very cut and dry, straight to the point. And I just felt like there was no emotional depth. Like, yeah, we know they have trauma, but like, what are they actually thinking deep down? What are their thoughts? And that's what I was really hoping for. I will say I did just finish reading A Little Life, which is one of the most like emotionally heavy books that you could probably read, and I don't know if that's why I feel a certain way about it, because that book just described everything so well and was so extremely heavy that I'm like, nothing can really compare to that, honestly. I think that the author of that book wrote things so well. You just really got to see what it was like to go through that. Maybe that's why I'm not loving the way that she wrote about this, because I just feel like there's no depth. Honestly, I think my favorite character in this book was Maddie, which was the side character. She was Emma's best friend in this book. She was probably one of my favorite characters, which is kind of crazy that one of the side characters is my favorite. I know this is probably unpopular. I just did not connect to it really at all. I think it started off good. I definitely know what the author was trying to do. I just don't think that it was executed well. I do feel for the characters and I understand, like, I just think that Abby Jimenez is not for me, and I'm probably not going to read another one of her books. With that being said, I'm almost finished listening to King of Wrath on chapter 41, I think. I think there's 48 chapters, so I have about 35 minutes left in the audiobook, so I'm definitely going to finish this tomorrow morning. I thought I would finish it today, but I did not listen to it a ton on my drive to and from work. I'm going to finish it tomorrow for sure. Let's go ahead and cut to the clip where I chose my third read. I went on my Instagram and did that yesterday, so I will insert that clip here. Let's go ahead and pick out my third read for this video. I'm really hoping I get a book that's on my TBR for August. Also, I don't think I've said it yet in this video, but if you guys aren't following my bookstagram, you should follow it. It's Books with Allyssa. I have my link tree linked down below. Just gonna scroll. I should have just individual book. I have that one. Just read this. I was upset with that one. Okay, controversial. That's crazy. Okay, I'm gonna have to change this to not just a book by itself. So I'm looking at this. I don't have any of these books here. I need to follow her. I don't even follow her. Okay, I think, okay, so I have this book. I have one more book left in the series, you guys. It is Hopeless by Elsie Silver. It's the last one in the Chestnut Spring series. Okay, I'm actually so excited for this. I actually have started this. So Bo and Bailey are the two characters. This is on Kindle Unlimited, so I'm gonna read this on my Kindle. But this is so exciting because this is a super fast-paced, quick read that I can definitely finish within the next few days. So this is the last and final book. I'm so excited. So yes, we are reading Hopeless by Elsie Silver, and I'm so excited to finish this series. In this story, we have Bo, which is one of the other Eaton brothers. He is the last one that we have to read about. He is the only brother that we have not really heard much of his story. His persona has just been very quiet and reserved, and you can just tell there's a lot of emotional trauma there. I believe he served in the military. I don't know what branch he was in, but I'm sure that's going to be a huge part to this. I've read a lot of emotionally deep books recently. Like, even this one is mentioning a lot of like emotional things. I'm really enjoying this book, you guys. Like, there was a few scenes that made me realize, like, oh my gosh, this is a really good book. So I'm definitely still enjoying this a lot, and let's go ahead and read Hopeless. Okay guys, I just finished listening to King of Wrath by Anna Hong. This is the first Anna Hong book that I've read. I actually have Twisted Love, which is her other series. I have that on my TBR for August. I'm probably gonna get to that this month. Now that I know that I like her writing, I really need to get into that series. I really enjoyed this book. Honestly, I listened to the whole thing on audiobook. I really liked how the audiobook had two different voices. We had a male voice and then a female voice, obviously for the respective characters. The story was really good and really interesting. It was very much a like touch her and you'll die type of romance, and I don't think I've ever read anything like that before, so I don't know, I just really liked that part of it. It was he was very protective over Vivian. It was very spicy, I will say. I know I've said that a few times, but if you don't like spice, you probably won't enjoy this book. I typically don't like spice, but I think the fact that I was listening to it, like, you could literally just skip along if you don't like it. There were times where I was like literally jaw was on the floor. I also really enjoyed how we saw a lot of family dynamic from Vivian and that kind of being solved. I thought that was really interesting. I don't know, I really enjoyed this. So I will be reading all the books at the end of the video and kind of do like a final wrap up, but I did enjoy this a lot. Okay guys, we are finally going to continue reading Hopeless. Again, I'm 6% through this, so I'm barely even into it, but let's go ahead and continue this one. I pretty much have nothing to do today besides reading for this video, so. I'm about 30% through Hopeless. I'm on chapter 12. So basically the premise of the story is we have Beau. He is I think he's the oldest Eaton brother. He served in the military for a long time and he's finally back home, and he's very mysterious. His family is a little bit concerned about him and like how quiet he is. He doesn't really open up much. And then we have Bailey. She is, I think she's like 22, so I believe there's a little bit of an age gap there. Her family is kind of broken. She has two brothers, but they're not very nice to her. They don't treat her the best. I don't think her parents are even around, and she lives in like this trailer. She's a bartender at their local bar, and Beau knows her just because the whole city knows her as kind of like the bad girl, and like her family has a very bad reputation. So Beau goes to the bar a lot. It's kind of how they start talking a little bit more. She wants a better job, but she can't really get one because of her last name and just the bad reputation that she has. So her and Beau come up with this idea to fake date. He thinks that it will get everyone off his back of like wondering if he's okay, if he's engaged to this girl. She will have a better reputation with everyone knowing that she's engaged to like one of the most popular guys in the city. That is the premise so far. So they're kind of starting off this fake engagement and telling their families. The story is still building up. We're still learning more about the characters. There is quite a bit of like physical connection there, which is a little bit off-putting for me, but I feel like Elsie Silver always has that aspect to her books, so I'm kind of just like trying to ignore that right now. I am pretty interested in like the storyline itself. Okay guys, I wanted to do a final wrap up of all of the books that I read in this video. I won't explain too much because I know I've kind of already explained my thoughts on the first two books, but Just for the Summer was the first book that I finished. I didn't like a lot of things about this book, unfortunately, and I think that Abby Jimenez is maybe just not for me. Maybe in a few years, if she comes out with another book, I might try it again just to see if it's any different. Really wasn't a fan of this for so many reasons that I already explained. So overall, I gave this 2.5 stars. I feel like that's a harsh rating because I'm so used to not giving anything below a 3-star, but honestly, like, it was just very cringy to me. The writing just felt like very Wattpad-y, and I just feel like it could have been executed in a way better way than what this was. So I'm really sorry if you enjoyed this. These are just my opinions. Please do not get mad at me if you have a different one. That's what reading is about. We all have different opinions. And then I read King of Wrath. I just finished this morning. I actually gave this 4.5 stars. I really enjoyed this, and I'm so excited to continue the series and see what it's all about. I feel like there is a book about Sloane, which was mentioned. I don't I think that's a girl, right? Yeah, she was mentioned a lot in this book, so I think that will be interesting to see her story. Overall, it was super fun and interesting. I felt like I saw myself in a lot of the main character, Vivian. Just the things that she said and just the way that she grew up. Like, I feel like I saw myself in a lot of her character. So I really enjoyed this at 4.5 stars. Alrighty, and then we have Hopeless. Also, this book is honestly so long. It's like almost 500 pages. Maybe the physical book is over 500. On Kindle it says like 470 something, but I think this is the longest one in the series. Overall, I love this series so much. Like, each book I've read, whether there were things about it that I didn't love, I still love the found family aspect. I love that we get to see a lot of the different characters from the other books and the newer books. I just love the humor and like the found family of it, obviously. Overall, I would say this was very sexually driven. I feel like that's the only thing that I really didn't like about this. Other than that, I really did enjoy Beau as a character. I loved seeing his backstory and kind of getting to see why he is the way that he is, what he's been through. And also Bailey, we got to see a lot of her backstory and about her family and stuff. The character growth that they had separately and also together was really interesting to see. Beau was super protective over Bailey, and I just loved seeing their dynamic together, how caring he was for her. I really enjoyed it. Overall, I think it was a great wrap up to this series, and I'm really glad I finally got through the whole Chestnut Spring series. We also did get to see a little blip of Ford, which is the main character to Wild Love, I'm pretty sure, which is the first book in her new series that just came out. This one, I believe Ford Grant. Yes, he is the main character in this one, which we saw a little bit in this one, which I thought was really cool. I would say this is probably like a 4-star. I just finished it, so I'm not 100% sure if that will stick. I just feel like I can't rate any of these books under a 4-star. I will definitely want to go back and reread this series someday. Alright guys, those are all 3 books that I read in this video, and I just realized that all of these are romance books, all fake dating, so I don't know how that happened, just the luck of the draw from Instagram. I thought this video was super fun, letting Bookstagram choose my reads. That is all for this video. Thank you so much to Magic Mind for sponsoring this video also. The link for them will be down below in the description, and again, my code is Allyssa Robertson 20 if you are interested for a discount. That is everything. I will see you guys in my next video. Bye guys.